Hello everyone and welcome back to Unity of Command. This is the standalone scenario Zhitomir from the Red Turn DLC. This is a unique scenario in several ways. This is the last time we are playing a non-campaign scenario. It's also the last time we are playing as the Axis, and it's one of the only two, I believe, two or three scenarios or scenario pairs where we played both sides of the same battle. November the 12th, 1943. The Soviets have captured Zhitomir 1 week after Kiev was captured, and they are threatening Korostan. The initial attacks on the Soviet flank by the inexperienced 25th Panzer Division have failed to achieve a breakthrough. But with the arrival of the 48th Panzer Corps, Panzer Corps, an encirclement is possible. 4 turns, right? If you recall, in our previous scenario, we managed to despawn this counter-offensive. So basically, we made sure that this counter-offensive never took place, as the AI couldn't put the units on the map. But of course, this time we are going to be the counter-attackers. So yeah, this is exactly the counterpart of the previous scenario. It's a very small map, even smaller than the previous one. It's also very short. You have to win within 2 turns. So so here it is. As you can see, we are not even allowed to advance until Kiev. I'm not going to talk about the area because this is literally the area of the previous map, so we know it. I'll get back to the forces in a minute, but let's take a look at the objectives. All 3 objectives need to be taken by the end of turn 2. So the first one is Zhitomir. The Soviets have only recently captured the city. Recapture it to restore the line. Alright? There is also the Kiev highway to the east. Cut the highway to Kiev to forestall future Soviet offensives. And in the north, we have Korostan outskirts. Assist the defenders by pushing back the Soviets. Right. Let's take a quick look at the supply. Supply is not important on a map with when we need to win in 2 turns, because we are going to still be able to use our units on the next turn. So we cannot wait for enemy units to get depleted, and we don't really need resupplying, apart from maybe suppress steps, if there are any. So supply is of very limited importance here, but in any case, we have 2 supply sources, one off-road in the south and one in the west on the road. For the AI, it's basically almost the same setup. There is a weaker supply source on the road, and there is an off-road supply source just north of it. It's really rare to see 2 supply sources literally next to each other. Alright. As for the forces are very small in number on both sides. So we have only 5 infantry divisions on the map. One is in Korostan and the other one is just south of it. 2 are poised to attack Zhitomir, and we have the 68th infantry division in the south, along with the assault force. And what an assault force it is! We have once again the 25th Panzer Division, which we managed to destroy on our playthrough as the Soviets. It's weakened, but it still can be useful. So it only has 4 steps, and be careful with it. It's green, so don't send it against, well, anything formidable. On the other hand, we have 4 veteran units, 2 Panzer divisions with 3 Panzer divisions with 5 steps, and 2 of them have a specialist step each. This one has the reconnaissance, the Aufklärer, and this one the Sturmgeschütz. We also have the Leibstandarte, which is at full strength and elite. So 7 steps, elite, and it also has a Nashorn specialist step, which we know to be excellent, especially against armor. So what that means is that this unit is by far the best on the battlefield. You can send it against practically anything. Alright, as for the AI, it has a bunch of irrelevant infantry divisions and a few special troops, a veteran cavalry corps with a T-34 specialist step, 2 veteran tank corps with Su-76Ms attached, and another one without it. So strategy. Yeah, so we can already see that we are actually outnumbering, or well, that's might not be the case, but we are actually outgunning the opposition, the Soviets, which is great. Some of the infantry units are entrenched, unfortunately, but they shouldn't pose a threat. We are actually going to receive reinforcements. One panzer division is going to arrive on turn 2, which we can immediately deploy and push into the battle. There are basically no distances on this map. So back to strategy. Strategy is very simple. In the north, these three units will have to win the battle. I actually got pretty unlucky on this one, and by the way, what you're going to see is the first attempt. I think it's a very, very simple and easy scenario. So I managed to get quite unlucky, and all the battles turned out, literally all of the battles turned out worse than the prediction was, and still I managed to capture it. The only idea here is to mash your face with these 3 infantry divisions against this unit and capture it on turn 2. That's it. The AI could probably recapture it, but we are not going to give it the chance, obviously. As for Zhitomir, at the end of the battle on turn 2, you will have to allocate one of your units to help out with this infantry division and this infantry division, so they'll be sufficient to take care of it. Most of your forces will have to capture this victory axe in the extreme east, and the trick here is that these two hexes are forests. So don't engage, so you don't clear out the road. That's not the way to go about it. Destroy this unit. It's then entrenched, but it's in a clear hex. It's not really dangerous. And march, then literally just march up to the victory hex and shoot at it. Already on turn 1, I recommend using the Leibstandarte to get up close and personal against the enemy here. And yeah, if for any reason if you cannot capture the victory axe, or if the AI recaptures it, then on turn 2 you can start your assault with this unit and then just shuffle units around until you succeed. So let's see how it went. First, let's attack in the north. Again, literally all of the attacks went worse than expected, and if we ever managed to just get 2 KIA casualties on the AI, then it would have been unentrenched, so breached, and then it would have been an easier battle, but no matter. Alright. As stated before, we are going to destroy this infantry division, or infantry corps, or whatever. And now, just as stated previously, we are going to use the Leibstandarte, and the AI unit retreats, which is not perfectly ideal, not truly ideal actually, because the AI is going to be able to assign a stronger unit in it. So I think it's going to be this tank corps, which is currently its strongest unit on the battlefield. So we'll have to battle it instead, but that's fine. I mean, we're not in danger or anything. And the next turn we're going to capture all 3 objectives, obviously. Alright, the AI, as I've stated, is recapturing this victory axe, and it's not counter-attacking anywhere, so it's not threatening us. There is no danger anywhere really, so that was it. On our turn 2, so this is the end of, this is the final turn we have to win. All of our units are in supply. That was true for the AI as well, so once again supply doesn't play any role here whatsoever. And we are going to start by spawning the unit, because why not? And we are also going to assault the victory axe, which was quite underwhelming, so now we have to unearth this unit from there. Fortunately, zone of control doesn't exist if you started your turn on that hex with the unit, and after a bit of a few assaults, we actually managed to chase out that unit as well. So now the AI has 2 weakened veteran tank corps, sorry, these 2, and we just capture it. That's it. The Leibstandarte could have moved in as well, but we couldn't attack anymore with the 7th Panzer Division, so why bother? Now at this moment we still have 3 Panzer Divisions to attack. Zhitomir, admittedly one of them is green, and this one is not very strong either, but that along with these 2 infantry divisions should be sufficient. All we need to do in the north is dig out this one rifle corps, and then we're good. So let's take care of Zhitomir first. Fortunately we breach it, and so actually we managed to, well, suppress all of it. Now the green Panzer Division is going to be sufficient to destroy this worthless unit, and we move in. The end. Alright, so at this moment 2 out of the 3 victory axes are secured. So let's turn our attention to the north. We cannot allocate more forces if we should fail here, but I sincerely hope we won't. So 1 KIA 2 suppression, and we lose that unit, not that it matters. Now finally the final assault is going to destroy this weakened unit. And of course at this moment we have won. Both of the infantry divisions can march into the victory X and thereby ending the map immediately, but just for fun I still want to use the newly spawned Panzer division. We destroy 1 infantry corps and we win. The end! This was one of the shortest and easiest scenarios, definitely in this DLC, maybe overall in the whole game. And what's a fun, I mean, I was thinking while I was playing this is to compare it against the very first scenarios on this playlist, when we were playing as the Axis, conquering huge territories, you know, huge areas, overwhelming, totally overrunning any kind of opposition that was pushed against us. And by the end of 1943, the whole strategy is just to push ahead a few hexes, a few kilometers or so, recapture positions that we just recently lost, and that's the best we can hope for, I guess. And that's it. As stated previously, this is the last scenario as the Axis, so no Unternehmen Konrad, no Frühlingserwachen, no Sonnenwende, and so nothing. This was the last time we are going to play as the Germans. I don't think this is a fitting final scenario for this side, but that's what we get. So I hope this video helps if you're struggling with this one, and yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope to see you next time when we're going to tackle a much bigger challenge, I would say. Bye bye.